You're listening to Be Inspired, your one-stop shop for inspiration. Stay tuned for your inspiring show. Now, here's your host, Erica.
Welcome to Be Inspired with me, Erica Latrice. This is your one-stop shop for inspiration. Coming up on today's show, it is all about dreaming big, and I have the founder of Big Dreams and Big Hearts with me today in the Be Inspired Cafe. Also, I'll be sharing with you 3 quick tips that you can use today to start seeing your vision take place, to really start stepping out. And my petty moment of the day is coming up. I told you guys all about petty programming. I still want to hear from you at info@ericalatrice.com. So I have all of that and so much more coming up on today's show, so stay tuned.
For more inspiration, visit us online at ericalatrice.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Erica Empowers.
You're listening to Be Inspired. Stay tuned for your inspiring show.
All right, welcome back. It is time to jump into our empowering moment of the day. And this is all about stepping out and starting to see your dreams take place. Because I truly believe that it's not enough to just say you have a dream or that you have this big goal and all these things that you want to see take place, but that you actually figure out how can you allow it to become a part of your life. How can you start, as I always say, wake up and live your dreams and not just dream them. So these are 3 quick keys that you can use today to start seeing your dreams take place. I will personally attest to them. You know, I share about vision boards all the time. I share about just getting that clarity on your dreams. And I've been blown away as I've seen these things happen in my life. Recently, I was looking at my vision board because, you know, as I was scrolling the social media highlight reel, because that's what I feel like social media is, everyone, you know, putting their best foot out there. So I was looking and I was like, oh my gosh, like everyone is doing amazing. Like everyone's life is perfect. What am I doing wrong? And so I'm being so transparent with you guys. And as I was thinking about that, I decided to look at my vision board. And when I started to look at my vision board, I realized that so many things in my current life were once just a distant dream. Had I not put it on that vision board, I would have been looking around thinking nothing really happened. But I was blown away. And one specific example is that on my vision board, it says, I want my own home office. Now, at the time, my home office was my closet. My bedroom was my closet, my office, my everything. I was in this tiny 2-bedroom apartment, and it was just a dream for me to be able to work from home in comfort. And so as I was looking at the vision board, I was actually sitting in my home office. So I'm telling you guys, what I'm about to share with you is going to show you that even when you think nothing is really happening in your life, you will have these opportunities to see the progression that you're making. And I promise you, it gives you so much more energy, so much more encouragement and motivation to keep going. So the first thing that is so important when we're talking about dreaming big is that you see it. See it. Like, you probably hear this all the time. Visualize. Start seeing it. I share the story a lot of Joshua and Caleb when they went into the promised land. They saw it. They saw what God had promised them. And it's so important that we take a moment to just relax and actually envision those things happening. If I were to ask you what the inside of your car looks like, you probably have an idea right now. You're probably seeing it. And that is so simple, but that's exactly what it means to start visualizing where it is that you know you've been called to be. Because the moment that you can see it, you will start to see it take place in your life. And the second thing is to speak it. I cannot tell you how many times that I used to say, you know, I have a goal to be debt free, or I have a goal to do all of these great things, but my words did not line up with what I was saying. My words were, I'm so broke, or I'm so stressed, or I'm so down, I'm so this, I'm so that. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So the second thing that you have to do is start speaking those things. Stop speaking death and life. You have to start speaking life over your situation. And we do this usually without even thinking about it. I can't tell you how many people, including myself, that will say, oh no, I'm positive. I believe it. I know this can happen. And you sit around them for 5 minutes and they are saying the complete opposite of everything they think that they are bringing into their life. The third thing is to start living it. See it, speak it, and line up with the vision. I don't care who prophesied over you. I don't care what you wrote down in your journal, what you put on your vision board. If you're not willing to line up with the vision, you're not going to see it take place. Back to my favorite person, Joshua. he did that. He lined up with it. He said, look, y'all, I don't know about you, but as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. We are crossing over this Jordan River. We are going out there. He started lining up with the vision, and that is something that you can do. So that was the Erica version, but if you want to see Joshua's story, I love it. It is in Joshua 1. It's where it starts. So go look that up, read it. I promise it will inspire you. But you have to start living those things that have been spoken over your life. You have to start lining up with it. If you're saying that a new vehicle that's reliable is going to come into your life, well, it's time that you start taking care of what you have. Start treating whatever you have as if it is what it is that you desire. And that comes from a place of just being grateful. It comes from a place of gratitude, but you have to make room for the blessing. So if you're saying that you want to have a new, I don't know, furniture set in your house, I'm using some simple material things because we can usually understand that. If you want new furniture, but your floor is so covered with the junk that if the new furniture came, there would be nowhere to put it, you cannot expect those things to start flowing into your life, not in a way that is seamless. So I'm encouraging you guys today to see it, speak it, and live it. That is my message for you when it comes to big dreams. When we come back, I'm sharing with you my petty moment of the day, as well as our special guest at the Be Inspired Cafe. We'll be right back.
If you're watching this, so are your potential clients. I'm excited to announce an all-new season of Be Inspired, and we're looking for featured guests as well as success supporters. So if you want to partner with the mission of Be Inspired, then make sure that you connect with us online at ericalatrice.com/success. When you team up with us, you will be helping with the vision of Be Inspired to empower and inspire people all around the world with a message of hope and encouragement. Be Inspired's mission is to bring you soft news and talk in a way to encourage, uplift, and create a platform for those who have a powerful message and looking for an opportunity to share. So if you want to partner with Be Inspired, you can do so by contacting info@ericalatrice.com or visit ericalatrice.com/success so that you can be a success supporter of this inspirational movement.
Welcome back. It is time for my petty moment of the day. As well, I will be having our Be Inspired Cafe guest coming up very shortly. So my moment of the day, I just want to send out, I want to send a shout out to the dream killers in your life. These dream killers are those people that no matter what you're talking about, they can always find something negative to say about it. They're the person that when you tell them your goals, you tell them your dreams, they have at least 50 reasons why it will never happen. In fact, shout out to the dream killer that has a tendency to bring up your past whenever you start speaking about your future. So I have a quote for those people, those dream killers. I always say this: when people keep bringing up your past, leave them there. Because if you are allowing the negative thoughts and negative words of dream killers to come in, they're doing exactly that. They will kill your dreams. And if you're trying to figure out what symptoms of dream killers are, go to ericalatrice.com, search dream killers. I have a fun little test that you can take to figure out who the dream killers are in your life. But I just wanted to share that with you guys today because so often we will find ourselves stuck and not willing to step out because we're allowing those petty patties and petty Patricks to come into our life and speak negativity. But you do not have time for that. You don't have time to allow people that can't see the vision that you've been called to stop you from it. In fact, in that same token, if you've ever watched like those encouraging videos, I love them. Like I'll hop on YouTube, watch something powerful, have it trailing in the background. But it never fails, never ever fails that there is that one negative person or 100 that have the nerves to comment on this video. And what I've found is that the people that are commenting and saying negative things like, oh, this doesn't work, or they're just, whatever negative thing they have to say, you have no idea how they're living. So before you listen to someone else, I promise that it will help you to start qualifying these people. If you would not be willing to change lives with them, stop listening to them. Because there are some people, even if you were willing to change lives, there are some people that can never get behind the vision that's been given to you because it was not given to them. So that is my moment of the day that I hope you guys will take heed to, because there are people that will try to stop you dead in your tracks from stepping out and living your dreams. Coming up right now in the Be Inspired Cafe, my special guest, Stacey Goostuk. She is the founder of Big Dreams and Big Hearts, and she is sharing with you how she's been able to literally transform her entire life and start stepping out and doing those things that she's been called to do. So welcome with me to the Be Inspired Cafe, Stacey Gushtuk.
I'm good, Erica. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great and excited to have you. I always get nervous that I'm going to say your name incorrectly. So I did pronounce your last name right.
You did such a good job. I'm so impressed. I seriously, when I first got married, or right before I got married, I remember like listening, like calling my husband, and when he didn't answer, I would listen to like his recording like of his name, and I'm like, and then I was talking to my other friend, I'm like, say it again. Okay, tell me one more time. Like I have to learn how to say my last name right.
I love it. I love it. So I know my name's not that complicated, but I always get people, family members, or even people looking at my social media they're determined to put that K in there. And so I've made it my mission in life to pronounce names correctly as well as spell them, since my name is misspelled like all the time. So I'm excited because to me you're just like this walking bottle of joy and happiness and peace and strength. For people that come in contact with you, you just have such a great vibe and personality. So I would love for you to tell us just a little bit about yourself for those that may not have gotten connected with you.
So I'll try to give you the short version of about me. I came from a really small town, like 500 people, so you don't really see people really dreaming big and doing amazing things. So that just wasn't common for me. I kind of thought you grow up and you get a job somewhere and like you get a family and that's just what you do and you have a happy life. Well, I grew up and realized that's not really how life works. And along the way, I got a little sidetracked here and there. I had some unhealthy relationships that really took a toll on how I felt about myself, what I felt I was capable of doing or not doing, and I just made a lot of excuses for myself and couldn't really move forward. I had always knew I wanted to help people. I just wasn't sure the form that would take, what it would look like, because I needed something that was also going to work with my family. I was going to be available to, participate in my daughter's field trips or do things together on the weekends and take trips and stuff like that. So it was important. And that's when God kind of started leading me into coaching and really opened up my eyes that everything I've been through in my life wasn't a waste of time. I don't have to feel like bad about it. He's forgiven me and I'm redeemed, and my story can help so many other women. I can help them by what I've experienced and the things that I've learned, and know that transformation is 100% possible. The road won't always be easy, but I can promise you that it's worth it because I've experienced it firsthand. So that's when I decided to be a freedom and empowerment coach and just really open women's eyes and show them what's possible for them and really instill in them that their dreams are worth it. And God wants them to have dreams and He wants good things for them. So they just have to take action. Quit looking at their imperfections, their, things they're insecure about, the bad things they've done in the past, and just take a step forward. That's really all you have to do.
Wow. So, Stacey, there's something that you just mentioned that I think is something that we all need to just apply to our lives. If everyone gets to this point, no matter what your circumstances, no matter what your situation is, no matter how big or small, we all get to a point in life where we have to make a decision that we either want to go higher or we want to stay stuck. And you talked about, leaving everything. And I know that had to be scary as a young mom, stepping out of your comfort zone. But you understand, and you've even talked about this in the past, the power of being ready to let go. No matter how tough it is, when you get to a place that you need to let go of things in order to go higher, you have to do it. So can you speak to that? If there's someone listening right now and they're in a place where maybe they're making that tough decision and they're trying to figure out, how do I decide whether to stay where I'm at and I'm feeling stuck, or how do I get that strength and that motivation to let go and move forward to where I know I've been called to be?
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. It doesn't really matter like where you're at in life or what path you're on. Everyone's gonna come a time where a decision has to be made. And I was talking to someone about this the other day, actually. I was like, you have to make a decision. I know that when it comes to those life-altering decisions, there's just so much pressure and stress and worry that you're going to make the wrong one. I was like, but when we are paralyzed by fear and we don't make a decision, there's a decision made by default that you are okay with staying stuck. You're okay with where you are. And that means you're okay with feeling miserable, worrying, being stressed out. And that's not a healthy way to live. And that's not really what God wants for you. So making a decision, no matter which way you go, is better than not making one. And I will say, I think we all know the decision that needs to be made. I mean, I think, sometimes we'll say, oh, I don't know what I should do. I just don't know. But really, that's not true. I've said that so many times in my life. When I look back, I'm like, I did know. I had a feeling. Because before I left that relationship for good, there were other times I had left very briefly. And we had gotten back together. But that was before my daughter was born. Mm-hmm. And so I already knew that, this doesn't work and this is not healthy and I need to move on. Mm-hmm. But I was just scared. I didn't feel like I was ready. And to be honest, you're never ready to make big, life-changing decisions. It's scary. I didn't know what was going to happen, I was going to have to start all over. I was going to have to play the whole dating scene again. And, everyone gets tired of that. But I just knew, there's got to be something better. Like, am I really supposed to feel like I felt my whole life? I would tell people, yeah, everything's good, I'm great. On my Facebook, I noticed that I was putting, loving my life at the end of every post I made, and I was making crazy, ridiculous amounts of posts that weren't, positive and uplifting. They were, about Stacey's day. And I just looked back on that and laughed because I was like, I was telling everyone I was great, I was living my life, all was well, but I don't know who I was trying to convince more, them or me, because I was not happy at all. And so I think everyone has that feeling inside when they know a decision needs to be made, and they really do know what's probably the better option. It's just they're scared to take the step.
That's so true. So this is what I want to say. This is perfect time because you have a solution. If someone is scared to take that step, if they're in a place right now where, where they're feeling that hesitation because things are not coming together how they expected, you've put together a program to help them. You've put together some free coaching. So can you tell us all about your 3-day challenge and how they can get signed up for that?
Yeah, I put it together. Basically all the stuff that was mentioned, I was that girl. So having to make all these hard decisions, and I was just so scared and worried. I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know there was really people who could really help me make that decision. So I was like, I'm going to create one. Why not? I have plenty of experience in dealing with it, so it doesn't really matter if you're hesitating on going to college, going back to college, getting your GED. Maybe you're not sure about your relationship. Maybe it's a job promotion, or, it could be anything. I created 3 days of free coaching because I feel like it's really important for a woman to know that there is support out there, and it doesn't have to, be this outrageous, expensive thing. It's really powerful when you say, I'm going to accept some help here. So it's 3 days packed full of coaching. We're going to look at different fears, the power of accountability, the power of investing in yourself, to start seeing ways in which you can set your goals and find a way to take action that's not overwhelming. It's called the Dream Big Challenge. It's 3 days. It's starting soon. I encourage anyone who's even questioning if they should join to join, because what do you have to lose? You know, at worst, your life just goes on like it normally did. I mean, but I don't think that will be the case. There's going to be so many revelations and aha moments about the simple things that, you know, your day-to-day is so important, and I think it's going to help you to realize what you're doing in your day-to-day, what fears you really have, and how that really is affecting everything that you do, and how to, like, replace all of that. Kind of give yourself a clean slate.
Absolutely.
That's all you have to do. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. I'm saying you're already giving free coaching when you just said starting with that clean slate. But, yes, let them know how do we get signed up?
You can go to bit.ly/IWillDream, or you can go to my website, which is bigdreamsandbighearts.com, and you can get signed up there. Either one will work. I mean, I'm just so excited. Like I said, I didn't know that there was anyone to help me. There was programs for anything like this when I was going through it. So it took me many, many years. Unfortunately, I spent pretty much all of my 20s miserable. And I don't want that for other people. You know, if I could help one person based off of what I went through, you know, it's definitely worth it, and I would do it all over again. And it's seriously been worth it.
I love it. So, you guys, if you didn't catch that, it's Big Dreams and Big Hearts. That is how you can take part in Stacey's challenge, to really just start stepping out there and owning it in your life and doing some of the very things that she did, as you just heard in her story, stepping out, moving forward, moving beyond where you're at, and knowing that even if it sounds impossible, it's not impossible when you decide to make that decision. So, Stacey, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out today to be in the Be Inspired Cafe and share your encouraging words of wisdom.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
You're listening to Be Inspired.
All right, so it is time for our Mommy Chronicles. And this is something that's so hilarious to me, because I know as moms, especially if you're a mom and you're an entrepreneur or professional or anyone that's trying to do something outside of mommyhood, the challenge is real. Like, it is real in the mom street. So right now I have Stacey with me. She's sharing her mom chronicle moments as she's balancing business and being a mom. So Stacey, tell us about some of your challenges or fun times being a mom.
Oh, I mean, I've always said kids provide so much entertainment. I mean, they really do. It's like, I would say it's free entertainment, but it's not really free because they're quite expensive. But I was getting ready to do an interview recently, and my daughter was home, and I'm like, okay, how's this going to work? Because, I mean, sure, she can entertain herself, but as soon as she knows, like, mommy's getting on the phone, or she needs to do, like, a Skype interview, she cannot help herself. She wants to come get on camera, or she wants to talk so the other person can hear. And it's like, babe, we're in the middle of, like, recording something, and, like, can you just give me, like, 5 minutes? But no, she can't resist. So I was like, all right, how am I going to do this? How am I going to find some quiet? I'm like, totally going to go in her room and go in her closet and shut the door and use her little chair. She was never going to look in her own room, in her closet, for me. And I'm like, just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm really doing this. I'm really sitting in here. And you know what? It worked out perfectly. Like, I was in there for like 20 minutes, and she never knew.
Oh, yeah. See, the struggle is real, and anyone that's watched any of my videos, or especially if it's a live stream, my son, he comes up like Freddy Krueger or something in the back. It's like this little, you see these two little eyes appearing. So I completely understand, Stacey. And as a matter of fact, if you're listening right now, if you're a mom and you've ever had to get creative to get your background quiet, like I literally just had to mute out. There are times where I'm muting and I'm all positive, and then I'm like, be quiet, yelling in the back.
Yes.
So I want to hear from you guys. What is your go-to? You're listening right now, and you have like your go-to spot in your house where you can get quiet, whether it's the bathroom, closet, bathtub, the shed. Where do you go to get that quiet background as a mom? Stacey, thanks so much for sharing your mommy experience. And I would love to hear from those of you that are listening. Also, Stacey has her mom blog. It's not really a mom blog, but she's a mom and she does some excellent writing. So stay tuned as well. I'll have Stacey's link available so that you can listen to or read her latest blog post.
For more inspiration, visit us online at ericalatrice.com.